Breakups can be the most hardest experience a person can face. Not all breakups are the same, but it may be that one person that is hard to let go of. And in this video, I'm going to share some tips on what you can do to get over the breakup fast. Now, I say get over a breakup fast because obviously it's going to take time to heal, is not allowing it to inhibit your growth and move on with your personal life. So that's what I mean by getting over the breakup fast. All right, so stay tuned to the video. One thing that you have to understand is that all breakups is not going to be the same. It really depends on the person that you were with, how much love that you guys had from one another. And also, it depends on how much time you spent and you've been with that person, like how long did the relationship last. So if you had someone that could have been a high school sweetheart or someone that you've been with for a very long time that may have been your first love, I know how it can be to get over this person that you may have thought that you would be able to spend the rest of your life with. So the first way to really get over a breakup is think about how it can be a blessing in disguise for you. So if that person broke up with you, you have to look at it as maybe something else is going to come better for you. It is just not meant for you. If you think of it in that way, it will boost your self-esteem because you're not wanting someone that doesn't want you. Another thing is what you want to do is embrace your feelings of how you feel. So I'm not saying numb your feelings and run away from how you feel, but embrace it. If you had deep love for them and you just don't understand why it happened to you, you don't understand why they broke up with you, you don't understand why it went the way that you didn't want it to go, and you're really having a hard time getting past it, then embrace your feelings and talk to someone about it. Always talk to someone that you're close to get their perspective on it. And so that you won't feel like you are alone or feel like you are the only one that is going through this. And maybe talking to a professional is a good way as well, because it'll help you with your mental state. So another way to really get over the breakup is look at it and think of it as a learning experience. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this relationship? What did I learn from what I've experienced in this relationship? If you look back at the relationship and it was certain things that he or she did that you weren't comfortable with, it didn't sit right with you, or didn't make you happy, it makes you uncomfortable, or whatever the case is, know that in your future relationship, it won't be that way as long as you look at it as a learning experience. So if you think about it and you look at it as a learning experience, what you learn from it, it'll help you to grow, and your future relationship won't be the same if you don't allow it to. One thing that I highly suggest everyone to do when you're trying to overcome a breakup is put things up that remind you of that person. So this could also be social media. Stop looking at their social media. Stop looking at pictures of them. If you have pictures of them, of you and them together, put away things that remind you of them, the things that they got for you. If they got anything for you, put all that stuff away. Anything that's going to remind you of them, you do not want to have that near you or in your possession, because that's going to keep you attached to them. So you want to make sure that you definitely put everything away. I remember I was trying to get over someone, and I would constantly look at their stories, constantly look at their page and see what they're up to. So instead of unfollowing them, at the time what I did was I muted them on Instagram, because you know, it was like every time I log in, I would see their picture, their profile, I would see their story, and I was tempted to look at their story, which gave me hope that maybe something can happen, but it also kept me attached and it didn't allow me to really move on. I want to think about things like that, because if you are stalking them, because it can become that, I would not do that. What helped me was to get rid of everything that reminded me of them, even the text messages. Stop reading the text messages that they sent you. Get rid of it all of it. Like, that's the best thing that you could do for yourself, is to get rid of it. And that's something that's very, very huge. And time to time, I hear this a lot. Well, I went onto his social media to see what he was doing, and I think he's talking to this person, which is going to get you more upset. It won't help you at all. So, yeah. One thing that is really huge in getting over a breakup is not playing the blame game. You don't want to play the blame game, because if you think about it, people have their differences and we outgrow one another. We outgrow each other in relationships and friendships. We just sometimes go our separate ways, and there's always reasons behind that. So if you look at it in that way and be neutral about the situation, instead of like, oh, you did this to me, and you're pointing fingers and blaming them, sometimes it can be reversed, and then you start to blame yourself. So you want to be neutral about the situation, and you want to be mature about it and say, hey, you know what? It was differences that we both saw, and it just didn't work out, and I had to accept that in order for me to really move on and understand that there's nothing I can do, because you can't force the relationship. And if it's not meant to be, it's just not meant. If it's meant, then you'll find your way back to that person. The last thing that you can do for yourself in order to really overcome this breakup is focus on rebuilding your life. And I can't stress that enough, because now you want to take that energy, instead of focusing so much on them, on what happened, on what you can do about it, which you have no control over at this point. You want to take all that energy and you want to focus that energy on yourself. Put all that focus on yourself, because this is a time for you to heal and let go of that relationship that no longer serves you, and start to focus on yourself and remind yourself of the things that you love to do. Start to tap into your gifts and your hobbies and the things that you love to do. And when you put the focus on yourself, it's going to be so much easier for you to move on and overcome this breakup. Now that energy is focused on what you want for your future. Let me not forget this. Self-care is very important, which is really going to help you to overcome a breakup. So what this means is that you want to give yourself some time and space to reflect, and you also want to be around people that are supportive as well. So make sure that you are taking care also of your mental health. If you need that time and you need that space to really reflect, then that's okay. But also, don't self-sabotage yourself and start the blaming, putting yourself down, because that's just negativity that you're putting on yourself. That's negativity that you're bringing upon you. So what you want to do is taking that time out for yourself to reflect on those things, but also just taking care of you mentally. And meditation is a great way to do that. So make sure that you're practicing meditation, and make sure you're also praying, and also being around people that is going to support you and be there for you. So that is it for today's video on how to overcome a breakup fast. If you start to implement these steps over time, you're going to see a difference in your life, and you're going to start to feel better, I promise. Although I know that a breakup can be tough and very difficult, if you do use these tips, I promise that it will help you tremendously. And that is how you overcome a breakup fast. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with anyone that needs it. And also, make sure you turn on your notifications so you won't miss any videos like this. I do have a self-care book. It is on Amazon, but the link to my self-care book will be in the description box below. And if you would like some coaching, the link to my booking site will be in the description box below. And until then, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.